lay down. And if you fall asleep, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the intention that the attunement, the alignment, all this stuff is going to be like done for you, kind of like the old meditations I used to do, where if you fell asleep, your spirit was still going to walk you through the steps. So if you miss it, then you can come to the replay and listen to it again consciously, but don't like fight like falling asleep. Like if you fall asleep and you fall out of consciousness, it's just because you've risen up above where you're used to being. When you rise into a higher state of consciousness than you're used to being in, you think you're asleep. That's why you wake up right when the meditation's over. You're like, huh, what? I'm awake now? Wait, what happened? It's because you're aware of what's going on, or what's going on is you're being attuned. Your brain just can't keep up with the frequency. So anyway, so what we'd like to do today is to call upon each of you, the essence of the angel of love, otherwise known as the spirit of truth, that lies within each and every human being that is created in this earth, of this earth, for this earth, and that goes back to this earth when they die. The spirit that lies within inside of each of you is an earth spirit. It is here to live, to love, to laugh, to play, to pray, to sing, to dance, and to be a me, to be an individual. For where you come from, you're all one with the earth, with spirit. So experiencing something separate is your ideal reality. It's something that is exciting for you. Each of you are also a cosmic being of light, a Christ consciousness, and a divine Holy Spirit. So the spirit that created the spirit that's in the earth is also something that you are. You are multidimensional, multifaceted, multi-talented. You have the ability to see through 3 sets of eyes all at once. Eyes of your heart, eyes of your mind, and the eyes of your spirit. All 3 aspects of self have the ability to feel love and know love. But most of you, 0 of these 3 aspects have ever even truly felt the love of God, the love of spirit. So what we'd like for you to do right now is ask yourself, where inside of me, taking a scan through your body, starting at the top of your head, just kind of scan through with your mind, almost like a little sifter is kind of going back and forth, or like a leaf is falling down, just kind of going back and forth through the top of your head, down through your brain, down through your body, allowing that leaf to kind of just float back and forth through your body. That leaf is going to land on the area of your body where it's almost like a little, almost looks like an oxygen tank, but it's filled with love. And you have a certain amount that's put into that tank, so to speak. When you come into this world and when you run out of it, you start doing crazy things, harmful things to end your reality, to end your world, because you can't live without love. Or you start manipulating people for their love, or find unhealthy habits. But allow that leaf that's going back and forth to just land on some part of your body. It may land down by your hip, down by your leg, down by your foot, on your shoulder. Everyone's going to be completely different. That leaf is going to land on this tank that's in you, this love tank. And I want you to ask, is the tank full or is it empty? What percentage? Like, do you have like empty, or is it full? Is it halfway? Is it 50%? What percentage of love do you have inside your love tank within your body, wherever this leaf kind of drifted to within you and just fell upon you? Here, most people have like 75%. Some people only have 20. One person has 100%. Oh, it's a being I'm channeling. It's Christ, and they have 100%. Okay, that's cool. So at this time, what we'd like for you to do is to ask to be made aware of the outline of your body. Like, you know, your body is going to become the whole you, the higher self you, it's your soul, it's your spirit, it's your cosmic self, it's everything that you are. So your physical body is now everything that you are, all layers of your aura, all layers of your consciousness, everything that we know about, that we don't know about. Your physical body is everything that you are. Inside of everything that you are is a little tiny you. And that little tiny you moves around within that big creation, your physical body, moves around based on how you feel, based on what you're experiencing, based on your emotions, based on the people you're around. That little you is just a miniature version of you. It's maybe 3 inches tall. It's tiny. I want you to ask that all of your conscious awareness be brought into that tiny you. That tiny you. And I want you to ask where inside of you you are. Say, where am I inside of my whole self? I feel like I'm down in like my bladder or stomach or something. Like doing somersaults or something. My stomach. Funny, everyone's like, I see everyone's little selves like dancing around inside their bodies. It's cute. Scott's moonwalking. It's awesome. Inside of you is where you are. And in front of you, you begin to notice a huge bright light. It's coming from a hand. The hand is probably as big as your whole self, as your physical body. So it's humongous compared to the little tiny you. That hand is the hand of the angel of love, the spirit of truth. And it's here to baptize you with the ability to know love. For the whole you knows love, but that little piece of you that fell a very long time ago, that little piece of you that you're stuck in, pretty much 24/7, that little piece is the one that's delusional, that has the illusions, that has made up stories, has made up ideas of how life is supposed to be. You're going to ask that the angel of love pull you in towards it now. So you're going to see that hand or a big bright light in front of you. Just feel as it's pulling you towards it. So whether you're leaving your body and your little tiny you is going towards that light, just feel as you're going towards the light. And as you go towards it, the angel of love begins to pull its hand back and it starts to move up. It's floating backwards away from you, but it's pulling you with it like a magnet. You're being drawn into its hand. And when you touch its hand, you can feel the relief of stress. Almost like tickles, sort of like your body's like where your body hurt before. It's like, oh, relaxed. Its hand continues to emit this love, and you are attached to its hand now. You begin to melt into its hand. Move up its arm. Up onto its shoulder. And on its shoulder is where you will stand. So you're this little being standing on the shoulder of a humongous angel that's sending your whole self love. It's basically pulled your consciousness, your fallen self into it. And you're laying down or sitting on its shoulder. From here, it's going to take you on a little journey. It's going to take you into the past, to a time in your past where, had you felt its presence and known it was there, which it was, life would be very different right now. This isn't to dwell in the past, but all you're going to say is, angel of love, take me into a space in this lifetime where I didn't feel your presence, but had I felt it, my life right this very second, the things I'm struggling with now, would not be what they are now. So maybe it was, you backed out of getting married, or you backed out of getting a house, or you backed out of a move, or something. You got afraid. You didn't feel the love of God. You didn't feel supported. You didn't feel, so you just didn't do it. You didn't take a job. You didn't go to college. You didn't go out with that person, or you broke up with that person because you heard that they may cheat on you or whatever. Really, the person that told you that was just jealous or something. But you can ask to see how old you are. How old are you? What age did this angel of love just take you into? From sitting on its shoulder, you can see the old you sitting there making the decision that it made, yelling and screaming at someone, or hurting someone's feelings really bad. Maybe it's a parent you said something to, or a brother or sister, or friend, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just, there's no right or wrong. And just imagine that you're there, and in front of, between you and the old you can see like a brick wall. It's like you're blocked. You can't feel the love of the angel. You can't feel your love for the old you. That brick wall is an illusion. So all you have to do is say source code 111, and you'll see like these big things coming down. They'll just go, and they'll just, if you don't see, you'll feel, but that brick wall will just dissolve. It's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. You immediately see the scene changing. The love coming from the angel of love, from the spirit of truth, is emitting from its hand. It's emitting from you. Maybe advice that you would have liked to have been able to hear is coming from you to that old self, like, don't call them that. Don't say that to them. And in this instance, in this reality, because you are your I am, because you are in the spirit of truth, you're going to imagine something different, like it didn't happen, or something different happened. And you don't have to make anything up. You can just say, like, allow love to flow through that now. And love's going to flow through. And what it'll do is it'll heal another person that was involved. It'll heal that from them. It'll heal it from you, as if it didn't happen. Love will flow through both of you now and then, and it'll shift things. May not be big, maybe tiny, but it'll be different nonetheless. A little piece of that old you that went from being whole to being little, you can see it inside of them, is going to start to get bigger and bigger and bigger. The tank of love that's inside of the whole self that you were back when you were 16, or however old you are right now in this in this meditation, just see the love angel and you sending that you love, and that little tiny you that fell from grace at that moment, fell down into you, that got lodged in you, that maybe later turned into, fibroids or cancers or autoimmunes or gallstones or just anything that's wrong with the body. It's those little pieces of ourselves that fall from grace, that fall down and get lodged inside of us. Those are the pieces that need love. Those are the pieces that need love. So allow that little tiny you that was about to fall, that was about to get lodged inside of you, to grow back, expand with all the love that you're sending it until it's as big as the whole you. And then once it's the size of you, on the count of 3, I'm going to snap my fingers and you're going to come back into now. So 1, 2, 3. You're back in you. You're no longer in the past. The past is over. The past is gone. You don't need to worry about the past. No need to dwell on what you remembered. Just know that it's infused with love now, and you no longer have a fallen piece of you lingering in your body. You can ask yourself now, how many fallen pieces of me are inside of me? Like if I was to do this meditation again, how many times do I have to do it? How many pieces of me? And it's not as easy as just saying, calling back all those pieces. You actually have to go in and experience it and see it and remember it. Remove the block from the love. Let the love flow through and watch that small piece of you expand, because you are your I am presence right now. You're in your I am presence. You are the spirit of truth right now. You're that angel of love. You can use your pen and a piece of paper and you can just write down different instances and then listen to just this part of the meditation once for the next 5 days, and just do a different circumstance or a different time, a different space. Maybe you made a horrible decision that you do not agree with anymore. Maybe you broke it off with the fiance. Maybe you ended a pregnancy. Maybe you decided to have a baby that, maybe you weren't prepared for. Maybe you quit a job because you were angry about something, and really you would have really been successful if you would have stayed. There's so many things that we have too much pride to go back and say, oh God, I should have done different. But we can do it in our own mind. We can do it in the privacy of our own head. And we can call those little pieces of us back that say, I shouldn't have done that. I should have done that. And allow ourselves to grow. Wow. I literally just called those pieces back into me. And I don't know if you guys heard my dog, but now the dogs are freaking out. I want you guys to journal right now and write down like 3 or 4 circumstances, maybe 5, whatever you want to write down. And each day, I wonder if we could actually play this meditation like at noon each day. And if anybody would log in, we could do it, because when we do it together, it works better. I would do it. I would log in if somebody else would play it, like if Anne could play it. Just this little 10-minute or 15-minute piece. Because I just watched so many of you guys just heal so much just from doing that little tiny thing. Source code 111. Let me let Lucky out. He's trying to get to his girlfriend. So journal right now 3 or 4 or 5 things even, that you would want to go back to, or just ask the angel of love, say, where would you take me back to next time to call back these fallen pieces of self? What's the circumstance? And just write them down. Just take note, because you may not remember tomorrow, or you may not remember later. I'm going to write mine down too. So I'm going to journal right now. Everybody's in alignment with their I am self. I think you've all been attuned in the past. So it's really easy to pull you guys out and into that. So there's not going to be any add-ons required. Let me let Lucky out. He's crying. He wants his girlfriend. Sister, sorry. That's just like Poochie. Queen's here. What's 47 mean? Really? You're gonna yell at me? Oh, no. She's trying to dig. She's digging my coochie. You're digging. The reason why I said if you fell asleep, meditation still worked. You didn't have to be able to see or feel anything. A lot of you are like, I didn't see anything or I didn't feel anything. I'll share my experience that I went back to. I didn't see anything. I just remember my dad and mom were trying to get me detoxed, and I was like detoxing off of heroin, I think. And they got a medical detox for me. My dad was trying to get me in the car. We were in the middle of the church parking lot, and I screamed rape. Because in rehab, they had taught us, if somebody's assaulting you, scream rape, don't scream help me, or, whatever, because a lot of people won't help you. So they had said scream rape. And I did that when my dad was trying to get me into the car and I was throwing a fit. And I'm surprised that it went back to, my consciousness went back to that as being the most important thing, to hold back a piece of myself. But I'd imagine your 21-year-old daughter screaming that about you is probably not a very nice thing. And it's, oh, geez, you're loud. But I didn't see myself grow or expand or anything. I just kind of felt like a little puzzle piece of me just like kind of came back. Like it didn't feel like I don't feel anything significantly different or anything, but maybe like karma won't exist and Madison won't do that to me, or or something like that. I don't know what it'll shift and change, but that's what I'm need to journal right now. So I was gonna journal, but I had to get a Triscuit because I was so hungry. She keeps eating my expensive makeup brush. I got at the thrift store, but it was brand new. Come on. You fell asleep, that's fine. So if you fell asleep, that's why the guide said at the very beginning, if you fell asleep, you still went through the motions, you still did it. I watched as each person did it. So I kind of said, okay, show me one, show me two, show me three, show me four, through each person. I said, show me their whole self, show me their fallen self, show me the brick wall, source code 111, clear out the brick wall, and then just let like the love coming from the hand come out. And I saw like, consciousness of each person kind of sitting on the shoulder of the angel. And I had its head turned, and the blank side of its face became your face.